on what is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Central Indiana. It's a great day to come hang out at Back Nine Golf Entertainment. We would love you to join us. We are here for the next 30 minutes. It is, I believe, our 5th installment of the season for the IU Indy Coaches Show here on the ISC Sports Network. And yeah, when it's like shorts and flip-flop weather, it's hard to think of that basketball season is around the corner, but literally it is. The IU Indy men open up with their Readers versus Leaders game coming up next Monday. On Tuesday night, not that anything big is happening nationally next Tuesday, the IU Indy women open up their season with the Purple Aces at the University of Evansville. That, as it always has been, is on campus at the Jungle at IU Indy. And the head coach of the women's basketball program joins us now, and Kate Bruce. It is always good to see you, Coach. How are you?
Always great to see you. I'm excellent. I'm excited to get going here for season.
All right, so I know last year was kind of a retooling, a bit of a learning season.
Do we even need to bring up last year?
That's the last time I'm going to bring it up. But what you can do now is if you feel the need to kind of flip your roster, you can, and you've got an interesting mix. You've got some key returnees back from last year. We'll talk to one of them, and Katie Davidson, coming up in the next segment of the show. But there's a lot of new faces on your team this year, too. So kind of tell us about the blend of players you have for this upcoming season.
Yeah, I think it ended up being a great blend. We brought back 7 returners. 3 of those were starters. Obviously, you touched on Katie Davidson, one of the top scorers in the league last year, and we really felt like we could build a team around her. And then we brought in 7 new players, 1 freshman and 6 transfers. I've said this a lot, but we had to get more athletic and we had to get more skill. We had to become better shooters from the three-point line, and I think my staff did an excellent job identifying transfers that could come in and help us immediately. So we're really excited.
Well, one that caught my attention is because we have seen her play on the ISC Sports Network a couple of years ago in her days at Mishawaka-Marion. Nevaeh Foster is an outstanding high school scorer, played at Western Kentucky last year, which is traditionally a great women's basketball program. What sort of impact can she have for you here in year number 1?
Yeah, she's been a great addition. Her work ethic is tremendous, and I think, at her last school, she got a little bit pigeonholed into a shooter, which is what they needed from her. I think she's really shown that she can do both. She can shoot the ball. She can put the ball on the floor. She's a great passer. She can play a little bit of point guard if we need her to, so a very versatile combo guard. So she's been a great addition, great attitude. Yeah.
One of the things that jumped off the page as I was kind of preparing for our conversation today was the fact of your schedule is rugged. You play a tremendous non-conference schedule, a lot of good in-state schools, a lot of Power 4, Power 5 schools. Kind of talk about your philosophy getting ready for Horizon League play in early December.
Yeah, I mean, you really want to challenge yourself. I think there are games that we can compete in. Even last year in our non-conference, it was pretty tough, and unfortunately, a lot of them ended up losses, but we were competing in most of those games, and so that's what we wanted to do. Ultimately, we're preparing to win the Horizon League. If you noticed, we open up our Horizon League play. We are at Green Bay, which is slated to be number 2 in the conference in the preseason poll, and then we go directly from there at Cleveland State. And so we want to be tested early so that that's not a shocker when we're doing that and we're ready to compete.
And for those that do not know, Green Bay and Cleveland State were both top 50 in the RPI last year. There was talk about the Horizon League getting 2 bids in women's basketball, and I think I would argue that perhaps of all the Horizon League sports, women's basketball is the most kind of nationally competitive sport from a league standpoint. So I guess kind of your thoughts as to what you think this group that you've put together can do in league play this time around.
Yeah, I think, as coaches, we're probably making their votes. I think we're just the most unknown team right now.
Sure.
Returning Katie obviously piques people's attention. I don't even think they've seen the best Katie that they're going to see this year. She stepped it up as far as defensively. She is a leader on and off the court. She's our hardest worker, and when your best player is your hardest worker and your leader, there's no stopping your team. And she has had her teammates rise to her level and we're able to hold them to a standard. So yeah, I think the Horizon League is going to be really fun to watch, and I think it's going to be really fun to compete in.
Is there anything that you're really asking Katie to do any differently than she did a season ago?
Like I've mentioned in another interview, I think she's a prolific scorer and has been, and she can score the basketball in bunches. I think she's scoring in a variety of ways, and she's doing it within our offense. And she's just a matchup nightmare. And in my eyes because of her height, her size, her skill, the way she can shoot the ball, but she can post up, she can put it on the floor. She's just playing really good. I don't want to gas her up too much because she's sitting here, but she's playing, she's just playing really good basketball right now. So it's been fun to be her coach.
All right, let's talk long-term, as in not this year, but this has been talked about, frankly, for generations. It's been talked about on campus for the last several months and became public over the course of the last couple of weeks. There will be a new building that your team will be playing in.
You've heard of this new building.
Right around 2 years from now. What is, I guess, the level of excitement? You've got what's right in front of you to kind of take care of, but what has this already kind of meant for your program, this conversation about the new arena on campus?
Yeah, it's such an exciting time to be at IU Indianapolis with the name change, with the addition of this new arena, with Caitlin Clark. I mean, I love this city. I've drank the Kool-Aid. Like, this is the place to be for basketball, for women's basketball, the rise of it. And, I mean, quite frankly, I thought that was the one thing we were probably lacking was our facility. And not that the Jungle's a bad place to play. It's just a little bit smaller.
Sure.
You've seen the high school gyms around here. They're big, so when we're trying to keep these Indy kids home, we want to have, a place that feels like you're upgrading when you come to your Division I basketball team, home team. And so this is going to be a game changer for us. You
referenced Caitlin Clark. She, by the way, does take a back seat to another female star coming to town for 3 or 4 days. She can have that pedestal back as of next Monday. Have you seen an impact? Obviously, we've seen it in terms of fans in the stands, crowds, et cetera. Have you seen an impact in terms of basketball in the state because people are simply talking more about women's basketball?
Yeah, I mean, this is the Hoosier State. This is part of the reason I wanted to come here anyway, because people love basketball, whether it was women's or men's basketball. But she's been a transformational player for the WNBA, for the Fever specifically. I mean, going to the games this year compared to last year, it just gave me goosebumps. The crowd, like, it's full, it's fun, she's fun to watch. And, I mean, I'm biased, but I think women's basketball is always fun to watch, but sure. I just think she's put a spotlight on it, and now I'm happy to see all these women benefiting from that spotlight.
All right, as you and I are having this conversation, you are 6 days out from your season opener. You've already played your 2 secret scrimmages that we're not supposed to talk about in front of cameras. Coach said they went well. We'll simply leave it at that.
Yep.
What are you now kind of working on, trying to hone in on before the run of the season starts next Tuesday against Evansville?
Yeah, I mean, I think thanks to our returners, we're light years ahead of where we were last year. They've helped, coach on the floor too while they're out there, so it's not just the coach's responsibility. And now we're really just fine-tuning and working on details instead of big picture. So that's nice for a coach, is we got stuff to clean up, and we always will throughout the season. But I believe we're way ahead of where we were at this time last year. So I'm really excited to play another college basketball team and really see where we're at.
Again, Evansville is the opponent, and again, we talk about the schedule, and when you play as many league games as you in the Horizon, there's not that many non-conference games, frankly, that you play in. So Evansville, Ball State, Purdue, Southern Illinois back here, Bradley, Marquette, Eastern Illinois, 3 league games. Again, as Coach talked about, Green Bay and Cleveland State on the road out of the chute. A couple of games in Fort Myers. That's never a bad thing before you get to Christmas. But then a full 17-game remainder of the Horizon League slate at the end of December and early January into March and February and March. Of course, the women's semifinals and championship games like the men's are played here in Indianapolis at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. And all IU Indy women's basketball home games, and frankly, almost all of them in Horizon League play in total, can be seen on ESPN+. Coach, thanks for the time, and good luck on Tuesday.
Thank you so much. Go Jags.
We will go from Kate to Katie, as in Katie Davidson joins us next, as you're watching the IU Indy Coaches Show right here on the ISC Sports Network. Great job.
At Indiana Members Credit Union, we're invested in more than just your finances. We're invested in your future, the future of your family, the well-being of the community you live in, and in those who dream big. Until those dreams become a reality, any bank can give you a loan or open an account. At IMCU, we care about more than just dollars and cents. We care about doing things that make sense. And investing in you makes good sense to us.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
Listen up, all you golf lovers. Looking for a private course for yourself or your company? Problem solved. Indy's Eastside Hidden Gym and Pete Dye's first 18-hole design is Maple Creek Golf and Country Club. Visit maplecreekgc.com today.
Welcome back on the ISC Sports Network. Again, it is the IU Indy Coaches Show. Thanks to our friends at White River State Park and Key Bank to bring you the show each and every time. We do 12 of these over the course of the season. We'll do one more in a couple of weeks before we take a bit of a break for the Thanksgiving holiday. So join us coming up on Wednesday, November the 13th. Next time we are here at Back 9 Golf Entertainment. And again, the folks at Back 9 are open for the rest of the day. You won't find a warmer day the rest of the year. And you also have like a 30-mile-an-hour tailwind behind you when you're teeing off today. Your drives will be Herculean. So get down to Back 9 when you have the opportunity. Joined now by the returning star of the IU Indy women's basketball team from Lawrence North High School. It is Katie Davidson that joins us now. Katie, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, back for a second year. And again, for you individually, stat-wise, it was a great year. I know not from a record standpoint what you wanted to see. How would you characterize your first year and then an IUPUI uniform last year?
I think it was great just being back home. Like you said, I feel like I had a really great year, but it was also hard to feel like I had a really great year because, yeah, my stat line could look great, but at the end of the day, like, we don't come away with the win. It's really hard to feel like you are winning individually. And I want to be a winner, so yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to doing this season.
Well, for those that haven't followed your story, again, at LN, played in a state championship game in your last year in a Lawrence North uniform.
Yes.
Went to Miami of Ohio originally. What was kind of the decision process in terms of wanting to come back home and finish your career at IU Indianapolis?
Yeah, so not a lot of people know my story, but I actually decided to step away from basketball for an entire year. And I just felt like it was time to turn a page. There was a lot of things that I was struggling with, and I think I just needed to be home, be with family, just have my support system, arm's length away. So I think that was why I really chose home. And then also, I think the coaching staff had everything to do with why I chose IU Indy.
All right, so what kind of brought you back then? If you're like, all right, if I'm ready to kind of close the chapter on basketball, what then changed to say, you know what, let's open that door one more time?
I think the biggest thing that changed for me was I found my faith, and my faith now drives me, and I think that really helped me turn a page in my life, and finding joy in the Lord really helped me find joy in basketball again and find joy in myself.
Very cool. I know that things are going very well for you academically as well. You're on some of the academic advisor lists, and I also know you've been in college for a little while at this point as well.
Yeah.
So kind of how's the degree progression coming along for you?
It's going really well. I'm actually on pace to graduate this December, and then wherever the Lord decides to take me after this, because I do have one more year of eligibility. But I also do want to play professionally.
Yep.
And with that degree, I do hope to be a sports psychologist for either college athletes or professional athletes. So, yeah.
All right, so we asked Coach Bruce this to start the conversation. Obviously, you were part of last year's team,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that half of your teammates are brand new from a season ago. How different is the team you're a part of now compared to last year?
I think the biggest difference from last year is the team dynamic is different just based off team chemistry. I think last year it was really hard to get that just because there was a lot of injuries, and I don't know, it just didn't flow well last year, I guess you could say, from the start, and so it was really hard to figure that out. But I think this year, like, it's just been flowing. It just feels so easy. It just feels so natural, genuine, I guess you could say. And I think that's the biggest difference.
You heard Coach talk about this. Again, you've been a hooper here for a long time.
Yeah.
What's it like to have so many people talking about the Fever and talking about women's basketball in general these days?
Oh, my goodness. It's insane. It feels so good as a women's basketball player, especially in college now, just to have so many fans and so many people that actually want to support women's basketball. I just think it's a great feeling now.
And obviously being close to home, and again, we at ISC get to see the Lawrence North Wildcats a lot. So
Yeah.
I see your old high school coach and Chris Giffen amount, and Stephen Thomas, who heads up the girls program at LN, is a former IUPUI guard, so I know the coaching staff well. How close to tabs do you keep on the Wildcats these days?
I'm really close with both of them still.
Yeah.
They were a huge part of my life for the longest time, and they still are. We have great relationships, and I actually still go back quite a few times. I actually took some of my teammates in this preseason to go play pickup against the Wildcats.
Yep.
So that was pretty fun. Yeah.
They're going to be really good, as they always are again.
Yeah.
Difference from when Kate played is that LC's really good at this point in time as well. It's one of the best rivalries from a high school basketball standpoint in the state. All right, on the floor, what's going to make this a good year for you?
I just think I'm in a really good spot. Last year, I feel like I had a good year, but I feel like I just still struggled because I did take a year off. So it was just hard getting the flow, getting back into things. And now I think I'm in a really good spot from a physical, mental, spiritual, just every aspect. I feel like I'm doing really well.
Very good. It's wonderful to hear. By the way, I dig the sweatshirt. Where'd you get the sweatshirt from?
My teammate Faith, her friend actually made it for me.
Okay. We might have to get in business on that thing together. I'm not sure that's licensed, but that's a good look as far as the IU Indy Jaguars are concerned. Katie, I'm happy that you're happy. I'm glad that
Thank
you're
you.
in such a good spot in life. And again, it's good to see you back on the floor. Best of luck to you and your teammates this season.
Thank you so much.
Katie Davidson from Lawrence North High School joining us. We'll take this quick time out. And yes, while it's basketball season like effective as of now, it's also still soccer season. In fact, the IU Indy women play their regular season finale coming up later this afternoon up in Fort Wayne. They know they're in the conference tournament. The IU Indy men's soccer squad has a little work to do. One of their key players in Brady Horn from Noblesville. He will join us next to wrap up the show. From Back Nine Golf Entertainment, you're watching the IU Indy Coaches Show right here on the ISC Sports Network.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
At Indiana Members Credit Union, we're invested in more than just your finances. We're invested in your future, the future of your family, the well-being of the community you live in, and in those who dream big. Until those dreams become a reality, any bank can give you a loan or open an account. At IMCU, we care about more than just dollars and cents. We care about doing things that make sense. And investing in you makes good sense to us.
We're Citizens Energy Group, and we're here for you. We're your local utility provider and your neighbors. We take care of our customers while connecting to what matters. We are committed to providing safe, reliable services and making our community a better place to live. At Citizens Energy Group, we're all citizens.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
Back for a final time today on the IU Indy Coaches Show here on the ISC Sports Network. Thanks to Jordan Shue. Thanks to Charlie Hammock, Vince Morel as our crew behind the scenes. Thanks to everybody involved with IU Indianapolis Athletics that have us here every other Wednesday. We'll do one show in November, one in December. Our next show in 2 weeks talks IU Indy swimming and diving. So we'll look forward to that coming up. All right, so the IU Indy home for soccer is also the home for the IHSAA Soccer State Finals and is the home for the Indy 11. And literally all of those things will be taking place this weekend. We know there's going to be 7 matches taking place at the Mike between Friday and Sunday. There might be an 8th. One team that knows they have to be on the road, that would be the IU Indy men. They are at Milwaukee Friday night. They then turn around and host Purdue-Fort Wayne on Tuesday, knowing they probably need to win both matches to be a conference tournament team yet again. The man that is going to be one of the guys trying to make sure that happens is Brady Horn, again, junior from Noblesville that joins us now. Thanks for joining us on the show. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Let's talk about kind of the season first, and we'll kind of backtrack and talk about your backstory. You guys had a couple of great matches in terms of non-conference play, draw against SLU, beating a ranked Akron team immediately after that. And then it seemingly hasn't clicked as well as you would have liked in league play. How would you characterize your season so far?
Yeah, pretty much. You covered it pretty well. I think those are some out-of-conference games we really look to get a lot of good experience out of, and we go into those games believing that we can win, and we came out with some really big results, and we started off our season really hot. Since then, some things really haven't clicked. So, but we're still in a position to get into the conference tournament. We know that these next 2 games need to be wins. So. And
I know that again, it's unique about men's soccer. They do play some non-conference matches in the middle. They had a draw with Butler here on campus back in early October as well. So seemingly, the bigger the name opponent, the better the result has been for Coach Van Drunen's squad. Now it's all about conference matchups. Obviously, you guys lost your leading scorer last year in Yosemir Gomez. I know that finding those goals, Jose Antonio Herrera has been tremendous. But offense has not been what you had hoped it would be. How is that work coming along?
Yeah, so we know that it hasn't been clicking like it should be. We can see it in the stats. We can see it in the games. We can all feel it. But, it's not just from the attackers to provide those goals. It starts from the center backs, too. I mean, a lot of our goals start with us building out of the back and going all the way to the front to goal scoring. So it's not just our attackers need to be better. We need to be better as a team overall. And we've been working towards that these last couple weeks.
Our guys behind the scenes in ISC are in charge of producing women's soccer, men's soccer, and volleyball championships now for the Horizon League. And we've been kind of plotting and planning this out. And I said, listen, I think there's a very good chance the women's soccer is going to Milwaukee. That's what's going to happen. I think there's a good chance that volleyball is going to Wright State. They have the lead with 3 weekends left to go. I said, men's soccer, throw a dart. It could be any one of anybody. There is not a sport in our league that is more compact than men's soccer is. What's the parity like when you're out there playing other teams from across the league?
Yeah, it's definitely different than the first 2 seasons I had here. The first 2 years, I think Cleveland State was the team to beat my freshman year, and then the year before that, I'm pretty sure it was Oakland. And those teams were, definitely top of the table. But this year, I don't know, we look at teams and we look at results, and I mean, we don't know really what to expect and who the top dog is. So we know that every single game we play, we can, get a win out of it, and that's the mindset that we've tried to have throughout the season. So.
All right, you guys are going to Milwaukee and playing on Friday night. What's your scouting report on the Panthers?
Yeah, we know they play in a 4-2-3-1 traditionally, and we've been practicing against that formation the last couple days in practice. The biggest thing that we've tried to work on is working more on ourselves and things that we can control and perfecting those things. So.
All right, sounds good. So let's talk about your story again. Reference the fact you're from Noblesville. For those that don't follow high school soccer, Noblesville has become the epicenter of high school soccer in terms of the state of Indiana. Millers were upset this year on the tournament path, but a lot of really good teams in 3A were upset this year in terms of on the way to the state championship. The girls are back for a 5th time in 6 years. So when somebody asks you about Miller soccer, what do you tell them? Why has the sport become such a big deal at Noblesville High School?
Yeah, well, first thing I tell them is that we're on the men's side, we're 3-time state champs, 3 years in a row, so I got to flex that a little bit. But, Coach Delasky is leaving. This was his final season, but he's done a really great job on the men's side with that program. And Coach Brady on the women's side has done a phenomenal job for how long he's been there. So.
All right, so with that, I may have even joked about this. I think when you were playing at Noblesville in the state finals 3 years ago, you're like, all right, you're playing the state championship game here. Now I'm going to come back and play college soccer at the IUPUI. Why was staying at home the right choice for you?
Well, it was I got the offer from Sid towards I want to say May of my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's something I really didn't even hesitate on it. I think I committed within, I don't know, a couple hours. At like 10 o'clock at night, I texted him. It was just something I really wanted. I wanted to stay close to home and do something with the program that I really think I could make an impact with. And I feel like in my 3 years so far, I've done a pretty good job with that.
And you're not the only Miller on the team. You've got several high school teammates that are with you. What's it like having guys you played with, probably dating back to your pre-high school days, on the same college team?
Yeah, no, one of them, Spencer Holland, and I've actually known him since preschool, so that's pretty cool. And then Alex Persh is another that we picked up. And yeah, I've known these guys, and I've played with these guys and around these guys since I started playing when I was like 8. So it's something that's really cool.
All right, so you've got at least one more year in terms of playing at IU Indy. What is the major for you at IU Indianapolis?
My major?
Yeah.
I'm pursuing a dual major in finance and real estate.
And that's pretty self-evident what you're hoping to do with that. What does life after soccer look like for you?
I'm not too sure. I really don't know. It's something I need to figure out. Right now I'm working with my professor, my real estate professor, Sarah Kors, looking into internships there. So she's done a really great job helping me out with that.
You got 3.5 semesters left. You got plenty of time. You can worry about that a couple of years from now. Obviously, where you play in terms of the home stadium is unique and larger than any other building that anybody plays in because it was built for track and field. The Indy 11, use it, fill it. What sort of unique environment / atmosphere is playing at the Mike for your home matches?
Yeah, I mean, it's different than any other college soccer stadium in the country. It's something that, we make sure to flex to all of our recruits because it is something that you can flex. We have, thanks to Indy 11 and, what's already been here with the school since the Pan Am Games, I'm pretty sure it was built for. Yeah, we got the box seats, and then you have advertisements all around the field. So you step on this field, even when we're out there practicing, and it feels like you're in a professional environment. It's something that nobody else can replicate. It's pretty cool.
All right, so again, the mission. It is to win the next 2 against Milwaukee and Purdue-Fort Wayne. What's going to take for you and your teammates to do that and get back to a place you guys are kind of grown accustomed to, playing for a conference championship, getting in that conference tournament? What's going to be key these next 2 matches?
I think the biggest thing for us is executing. We already know what we have to do. We know the type of team we are. It's nothing with chemistry. We're all pretty close to each other, but the biggest thing we need to do is really execute on it and hold each other accountable to execute. That
sounds good. Brady, thanks for the time. Best of luck, and I will see you Tuesday at the season finale.
Thank you.
Again, for Brady Horn, and before that, Kate Bruce and Katie Davidson, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Again, thanks to our great ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Ed and Emily behind the scenes for IU Indy. We'll do this again in 2 weeks, and it is a full slate of IU Indy action on ESPN Plus and here in the building. Volleyball is at home Friday night and Saturday night. Women's soccer, depending on what happens today, could be at home Sunday at 1 in the Horizon League tournament. Men's basketball plays at the Coliseum Monday morning at 11 a.m. against IU Columbus. That's Readers versus Leaders Day. Again, women's basketball plays host to Evansville Tuesday night in the Jungle. All of those can be seen on ESPN Plus, so make sure you follow along at iuindyjags.com as well. We'll do it again in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining us from Back Nine Golf Entertainment right here on the ISC Sports Network.
At Indiana Members Credit Union, we're invested in more than just your finances. We're invested in your future, the future of your family, the well-being of the community you live in, and in those who dream big. Until those dreams become a reality, any bank can give you a loan or open an account. At IMCU, we care about more than just dollars and cents. We care about doing things that make sense. And investing in you makes good sense to us.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
We're Citizens Energy Group, and we're here for you. We're your local utility provider and your neighbors. We take care of our customers while connecting to what matters. We are committed to providing safe, reliable services and making our community a better place to live. At Citizens Energy Group, we're all citizens.
Listen up, all you golf lovers. Looking for a private course for yourself or your company? Problem solved. Indy's Eastside Hidden Gem and Pete Dye's first 18-hole design is Maple Creek Golf and Country Club. Visit maplecreekgc.com today.